All right, so today we're working with easy footings, and I guess the only way to start is layout. Everybody has to understand layout. So you got your hole marked out, you got your string line in. What you need to figure out is how wide your footings are and what your walls are going to be. So today we're going to be running 20-inch wide footings, and we're going to be running a 10-inch wall. So the basic math on that is you got a 20-inch wide footing, you got your string line, and you got a 10-inch wall. So you take your 20-inch footing minus your 10 inches is 10 inches. You divide that by 2, and that's 5. So the outside of your string line is outside of wall. So you're going to run 5 and 15 on the inside. That centers your wall. Once you get that figured out, you could basically run anything. Let's say you're running a 16-inch footing with an 8-inch wall. 16 minus 8 inches is 8. Divide that by 2. You'd run 4 to your outside of line and 12 on your inside, equaling 16 inches centering your wall. So once you got your hole marked out, your string line up, you got your layout figured out, all the math figured out, it's pretty much time to build. And it's as simple as this. Once you got that built, you got your layout figured out, it's as simple as this. You got your string line ran, 20-inch footing. Like I said, you're going to run 5 to outside of line. And you're 15 the other side of line. All right, so you got all your forms built. You got all your math figured out. In a perfect world, all the forms would come together. But this isn't a perfect world. So you're going to have spaces like this that you have to fill. You can either use small pieces or whatever. These are called skins. So what you do is you put these in here. Make sure your measurements are on. That connects the dots, and you're going to have these all over in your footings because, like I said, this isn't a perfect world. On the subject of skins, let's say we had this skin here with that gap. A lot of people don't like running their skins in the middle. So here we have corner skins. This is a right-handed skin and a left-handed skin. And all you do is leave your gap here. And run your skin there. Alright, so you got everything built. You still got a bunch of spaces to fill when it's coming to bulkheads. Let's talk about bulkheads. So this is a regular bulkhead fit for the size, 20 inches. This is 20-inch footing. These are basically used for jumps when you're not running continuous. So you bulk that, or if you're running bearing footings. And these basically just slide in here, and you stake it here. And there. Just to bolt that off. So let's say you got a call out on a plans. We're running a 20-inch footing, and you got some weird number, a call out on a jog out or a bump out. Let's say 28 inches is your call out on your plans. These are called jog sliders, which can move to any depth. And let's say you got a 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot bump out, whatever. There's your bump out. Okay, so you got your footings built, all your loose ends tied up. Now it's time to secure your footings. Make sure they're stabilized. In Utah, they call these ties. Montana, we call them spreaders, same thing. And you can see right here, I already got one put in. They got these slots right here where the panels come together, and the cream will usually fill them in. And I've heard a lot of people say, you know, they try to clean them out. You really don't want to clean them out. So what we do is I try to put them on corners or next to skins, usually about 4 foot apart. And to get them in, they're super simple. You got your slots right here, full concrete. Just pound it in. Easy as that. Now, not only do they keep your footing stabilized, but you see these notches right here, they hold your rebar and keep it off the ground so you don't have to chair it. Now, a lot of people, they like to drive these stakes home. Your stakes only need to be in probably only a couple inches, if that. That's not what stabilizes your footings. What stabilizes your footings are these spacers. When the crete hits, it spreads out and it stops your footings from moving. Okay, now let's get on the subject about pads. Let's say you got a call out for a 30-inch pad. You do have 30-inch footing forms, but there's only one problem. Once you connect them all, you're losing 1.5 inches. Now, if you're fine with losing 1.5 inches and pouring a 28.5-inch footing pad, that's fine. But sometimes you got inspectors that they just won't go for it. So what we got here is an FFE, which is a footing form extender, with the same 30-inch panels. What you do is you run them kitty corner like this, and once you put them in, that gives you back your extra 1.5 inches. There's your 30 inches on both sides. Now, these footing forms are so versatile that they also have these pieces, attachments, which are called DJ joggers, and you can run your footings long like this. What they do is they slide over, and you put them on, and you can slide these to get your 30 inches. 30 there, 30 there. So let's talk more about this DJ jogger. Let's say you got your footings built. You have to turn a corner. You've used all your small pieces. You've used all your skins. You're doing, kind of a big set of footings. This DJ jogger is set up like this. Run your footing. The only footing forms you have is long ones. Run them long. Set your footing into that. Grab your stakes. And there you turn your corner. And sometimes you have corners where it calls out, this side is a 24-inch footing or 16-inch footing. You're jumping from 20 inches to 16-inch footing. You can slide this DJ jogger to fit whatever size you're doing or match the size and run your panel long, which makes it super efficient